America, and welcome to the Home Front. We are a panel of really 5 individuals. We're normally all women, but every once in a while we like to have a special guest. And we are unmuted, unfiltered. We are that view show that you wish you could watch that's not that other view. We are your point of view, the Home Front. If you want to see more of us even when we're not on air, you can go to thehomefront.tv. But we are patriots and we are ready to roll today. Today we have a little bit of a different panel. Our guests are a little bit younger. We like to go with that Gen Z, I guess is what they call you. Gen Z. The idea is, you know, guys, we need to be embracing our younger culture in today's current events. We need to hear what they think because this is going to be their country that they inherit, right? My name is Michelle Posey. Thanks for joining us today. So today, guys, we start off with something fun. You're going to tell the audience your name, your first name, and the question today is, what is your DJ name?
Oh boy.
Oh my God.
You're welcome. And I think we should start with Allie, co-host Allie.
This is going a lot of different
Every
ways.
day. Every day.
It always starts with you.
Okay.
I
You're
love
just
you.
the best. So backstage, we'll go with DJ Glitter Sparkles.
DJ Glitter
like it.
DJ
Sparkles.
Pretty Little Patriot. I don't
I
know.
like that. I like that. Glitter
She gets
Sparkles.
Yeah, sure. Why not? It depends on what genre I'm playing, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
either the gangster rap or
Oh, we've already gone downhill. Can you see that? See how quick that
This is
unraveled?
what happens when we sit next to each
I
other.
love it though.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm Brianna, and my DJ name is DJ Heifer.
No, she's
What?
lying. It's
No.
DJ Catnip.
Oh my.
No, DJ
What?
Catfish.
Catfish.
DJ Catfish. I
Oh,
like
I
God.
still
it.
like DJ Heifer though.
DJ Catfish.
I got a lot of
Gosh.
DJ names.
Are you okay over there? I know it's
sorry.
like
Yeah, I am. I'm
got
great.
a lot.
Yes.
I'm having fun.
That's
Okay.
good.
For
Do
now.
I go?
Yep, your
Yes.
turn.
All right, my name is Camden, and I'm not gonna lie, I've actually had some music videos in the past. I'm
Yeah?
a YouTuber, I've done stuff
Yes.
like that, and
That's
I used to
awesome.
go by DJ Cam, so I gotta stick with
DJ
it.
That's
Cam.
good, DJ Cam. Okay.
DJ Cam.
Okay.
Camden,
I like that.
Cam.
I love it. I
got
love
it.
it.
I'm
Easy to find.
Ashley, and I would say my DJ name would be A Money.
A Money. She's like A Money.
A Money,
Oh
okay.
my gosh. I feel like we should have dimmed the lights and had some like
Disco ball comes down.
next time. Next time.
Play
Oh
some
my
gangsta
gosh.
rap.
Different show.
That's the after dark.
After dark. The home front after dark.
Yeah.
Don't say that out
No.
loud. Somebody will do that.
Don't
Yes.
do it. We've already. No.
And by somebody, she means me, 'cause I do it all.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, what's yours?
I mean, because I'm not that creative, so I'm thinking it's something probably a little offensive, like DJ Christian Nationalist. I don't know, maybe?
my
Like, just go
gosh.
right for it. DJ MAGA Trump, don't care about your feelings.
Yeah,
I don't
if
know.
you're gonna have a DJ name, just go all out. Like,
I'm just serious.
Come on.
I probably wouldn't get booked for a lot of parties, like, you know.
I would book you.
Thank you.
Aw.
Thank you.
I
I have one
wouldn't.
client already.
I wouldn't.
Oh, goodness. Thank
Sorry.
you
I don't
so
know
much.
when my wedding is, but whenever.
Whenever.
I have it.
I will put the day on hold.
Perfect.
Thank you. Well, guys, we are excited to have our young panel members here with us. And the idea is that somehow Allie and I are going to help keep the conversation moving, but we're the biggest kids ever.
Yes.
So I don't know how this is going to work. Stay tuned. Guys, we are going to start talking about just some current events. The one thing I wanted to start off with, because we've talked about it before on the show, but I've never really gotten your age group's perspective on it. We've had a number of protests on college campuses, and then most recently, we had a record number of baptisms in places like Jacksonville, water baptisms, even in the University of Tennessee. There's a lot going on college campuses. I think that's where the enemy's trying to fight for our territory, right, is the minds of our young people. So what do you make about what's going on now with young people in college? Anybody?
So I went to UCF for my first 2 years, and going to classes was brutal. Because we would have everybody, everywhere you walk, we're having protests, we're having speakers, one time I was going to my math class and there were posters up, like big billboard posters, like the big heavy canvas ones, of
Wow.
all abortion pictures, saying how this is what you're doing, whatever, you should be allowed to do this to your baby, you know, things that weren't pro-life.
Wow.
Wow.
Things that were very much pro-choice. So, you know, me going to math class, I don't want to see these pictures.
Right.
Oh, gosh.
You know, it's very, I don't want to look at these babies. So we would walk around campus, we'd have them all, and I remember one day I was actually walking to class and they kept handing me flyers. And I was like, I don't want flyers, I'm good, thank you, I appreciate it, you know.
Right.
And one of them actually opened up my shirt and put a flyer down my shirt.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What the heck?
And so I feel like,
Assault.
yeah. And so I was just kind of like, wait a second. I don't really like that. And so I told him, I was like, please, like, don't touch me. I don't want your flyer. I took it out. I just gave it back to him, trying to be nice. And he kept following me with his microphone, saying that I was going to hell if I'm pro-life and blah, blah, blah. And it was, it was a lot.
Oh my gosh.
It was insane.
That's crazy. And you said this was a couple years ago. So
Yeah,
it's
2-3 years
it's
ago.
something that it's
So
not a
it's
new
been
phenomenon.
happening. Well,
Yeah.
I think that anybody should be allowed to protest, but it depends on what they're doing, because someone like blocked someone that was
Yes.
Jewish from getting to a classroom or something.
Yes, I saw that.
And I feel like as long as you're doing it peacefully and not interrupting people, then it's fine. But you can't be like
I
taking
saw
away
that.
the peace, you know?
I saw that video. They were somebody had streamed it on whether it's TikTok or one of those platforms, and he said, "I've got my hands up. I'm just trying to walk to class," and they were just stopping him.
You can't do that.
Weren't they keeping? They were keeping Jewish professors from actually going to class. It's just like wild. I'm still
that's
like
my
blown
job.
away by the fact that you were assaulted on campus.
I know.
Yeah,
over a
that's
flyer.
crazy.
Like that is insane to me. Here in Florida.
Yeah.
Holy goodness.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
who am I gonna fight?
It's when you pull out the line.
I feel like I've adopted.
Who's mama gonna fight?
I've adopted my babies.
Oh my gosh.
That's terrible.
Yeah,
That's
it
terrible.
was bad. And it was like every week. It was a weekly thing. It was, protests were going on nonstop. So, I mean.
So, do you think that there should be specific times and places for these protests? Like, while you guys are like in class is not the appropriate time, or if they're like super loud.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
on universities, everybody has class at different times.
Right.
So it's kind of hard to just say like, okay, come to our campus at this time and this time. I feel like you should be, if you have a strong opinion about something, you should definitely be able to voice it. But that doesn't mean I'm going to agree with you.
Right.
Yeah.
So if I'm not going to agree with you, that's fine. We can have a discussion over it, but you're not going to pull open my shirt and shove a flyer
Yeah,
down.
there's a
Like,
difference between
it's
just
a-
voicing an opinion and
Yeah.
actually like assaulting
Putting hands
and
on
doing
somebody.
things
Yeah.
like forcing. You can't do that kind
And
of
you
thing.
don't need to be belligerent.
Yeah.
No.
So
You can have a healthy conversation with someone if you want.
Well, that's something that doesn't even happen anymore. People just get so extreme on one side that they hate the other side without even like letting them talk. So I don't know what to do about that.
that's crazy. Well, and so did you feel, or do you, I can ask you because I know you had that experience. Was it legitimately students, or do you feel like there were outside influences almost using the college campus as a place to be radical?
I think it was definitely outsiders coming onto the campus because it's a public campus. You can walk on
That's where it gets
wherever you want.
dangerous. Those
Which
kind
I
of
mean,
things.
and then that's where, you know, most colleges are very liberal.
Yeah.
So you're going to have those people coming onto college campuses trying to I don't like to use the word brainwash, but trying to brainwash these students because one, half the kids going to college don't even know what they're going to college for.
Right.
They will just go there for the college experience and maybe just not know what they want to do and get out of it. And then they sit there letting everybody kind of feed into their opinions, and then that's how you come out of college with voting the way that the society votes.
And this is a testament of terrible practices in our lower educational system, K through 12.
K through
Thanks,
12.
school board members.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's why many of us homeschooled. That's why many of us homeschooled
Yeah,
because
all my little siblings are homeschooled right now because of what's going on in public schools. It's just
you only get one chance to be that age, and it's like you're not going to pull an experiment on my children while they're in. I know it's
you know what's
crazy.
sad about it is they know that that age is the most vulnerable part of their life. So it's kind of like targeting kind of with what goes on.
I'm glad you said that because that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. We have activist teachers that come out of these liberal colleges prepared to indoctrinate children and kind of take them under their wing. Oh, your mom's not going to understand this, so I'll be your trusted adult. Like that, it's like this trauma bond. It's like this whole like love bombing thing that they do. It's very gross.
Have you guys heard about the
0 out of 10 do not recommend.
0 out of 10 did not recommend.
Yeah.
I love that. 0 moms. have any of you guys heard about the influx of, coming to Christ on college campuses? This blew my mind because it's not faith-based colleges. University of Tennessee, others that they're having, there's an organization, I want to say they're called Unite Us. And they go around to different college campuses. They'll have like a concert night. They'll bring in, like kind of K-Love music, like worship music.
That's cool.
Yeah, but they're seeing a record number of young people not only just give their life to Christ, but follow up with the baptism, which is huge, right?
That is big. That's a big commitment.
But I don't hear that on.
Well, yeah, they don't show
I say
that.
lamestream media, but instead of main, yeah.
They don't show the good stuff. Yeah. It's sad.
Why do you think that is?
Man, I think because fear is what the driving factor of
It
any
gets more
news is,
views.
right? Yeah, they want to install fear in everybody. And the way to get the attention is fear. And so that kind of thing is not going to go viral like our generation talks about, like something like the protest would. So.
Yeah.
Do you think that following Christ is something that is talked about within your peer group, or do you think it's something that people shy away from? Do you think it should be talked about more?
I think nowadays people are actually kind of scared to talk about their faith. Like it's something that it's forbidden to talk about. And I think that goes back to what I was saying earlier about how like viewpoints can be people get so offended now that they don't even want to say anything about their own faith, which that's a huge problem, I think.
Huge problem.
I definitely don't think our generation is as into following Christ as they should be. My friend group is very, very good with, we're talking about it, we're open with it, we'll go to mass on Sundays, like we're open to it. But there are other people, they're like, no, I'm okay. I'm like, okay, like that's fine. Like you don't want to talk about it, but at least hear me out, you know?
Yeah.
You don't have to change your mind. But there are also those people who, they're like, no, I don't believe in your religion. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to believe in my religion, but you're not going to shut me down when I talk about it or make me want to not follow my religion, I feel like it's just not spoken about enough.
Well, and it also has turned into this, like, it's not cool to follow Jesus for some reason in this generation. And I'm like, that's the main thing I try to tell my friends and stuff is, this is what we're here for.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to ask you that, Brianna, too, because I know most of you are on social media, but do you see it on social media? Do you see people making those posts about faith, or is it kind of muted?
Yes, but I think it all depends because like where I'm usually on like social media most is TikTok, and TikTok just gives you whatever you want, whatever you like.
Yeah.
So if
The
you're
algorithm.
liking a lot of like Christian posts, then you'll see it.
Then you'll start seeing it.
Yeah, it's kind of filtered towards you and what you...
So if I clicked heart on like a cat video, that's
gonna
what
get a
I'm
bunch
getting
of
all
cat
cat videos. And then before you know it, there goes 30 minutes. You're just sitting there like, heart,
Yeah.
heart.
More like 3 hours.
It's too easy.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you guys are you disciplined? You're old enough, you're all adults, so you kind of make your own decisions in this sense. Do you have to discipline yourself in how much time you spend on social media, or is it just, okay.
She's already laughing about it.
Listen, no,
Wait, we're smart.
I don't discipline myself because I work a 9 to 5, okay? When I get home and I spend my time on social media, I don't want to hear it.
And that's how she feels.
I definitely discipline myself. My boyfriend would say I don't discipline myself. But I do, because now that I have an actual job and I'm working a full-time job and I'm doing my whole nursing career, I have to be able to put my TikTok and my charting aside.
Yeah.
I have to be able to divide them up.
Well, here's
So
the thing.
I do think so.
I work in marketing, so technically when I'm scrolling,
It's your job.
like I'm just
You're
working.
working.
Oh my God.
She's doing
Finding
all
new
those
trends.
hours.
Yes. Getting those extra hours in.
It's
not
research.
wrong.
It's research.
Yes.
I empathize. It's hard.
How about you, Camden? What do you think? Do you balance the time pretty
I
well?
definitely balance it, but I'm really on social media more to do what she was just saying. Like
Yeah.
I create content more than I'm on it for scrolling. So
You're an influencer. It doesn't count.
I guess so. Yeah.
It's like, I have to.
Yeah,
It's my
yeah.
job.
That's a part
Yes.
of it. Yeah.
But that's kind of cool because that opens up another, like, it's almost like you can take what the enemy meant for harm and use it for good too. Like you're using it.
You can use it as a vehicle to reach people. So that's kind of what I do. I have something called Quick Church where I just do short videos. And everyone, our generation's on it all day, like we're just talking about. So I'm like, why not use it as a vessel, as a vehicle to reach those people? You know?
So Quick Church, the idea is that it's short snippets because I always joke and say you're the microwave generation.
Yeah, we're the
You want
dogs that
everything-
go squirrel all the time. Squirrel, you know? So we gotta market to those people.
I love that.
Yeah.
The microwave generation.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
You want, but I'm like, it has to be instant.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does.
instant gratification. Okay. All right.
I love your
see a
generation.
connection,
I
guess.
love their
That's a
generation.
good term.
My
I've never
people.
heard about it.
Oh, so okay, let me go to a different topic and.
Well, so wait, hang
Yeah,
on.
go
So
ahead.
do you think, how do
She's
you
like, "Not yet."
No, not yet, since we're on the whole TikTok topic. How do you guys feel about government trying to remove TikTok or ban it?
It's so stupid.
I agree.
I think the government just wants control.
Of course they do.
I think
yeah.
I just think that's the overall. They're like, okay, you're gonna do what I tell you, and that's it. And you have nothing to say about it. You're not gonna be. You can make petitions all you want. Hate to break it to you, your petitions are going nowhere.
Right.
Because where do they end up?
In the trash.
In
Yeah.
the government's
Yeah.
hands. And thrown in the trash can.
Yep.
So they just want the control. They just want the overpowerment of saying, I still do what I want no matter what you say. So.
What was the reasoning why they wanted to ban
Oh,
it again? Is it
because-
because it's a Chinese something?
Yeah.
They're saying that it's Chinese owned.
So is
and
Biden.
That it's exactly. Exactly.
I'm sorry. Did I
And
say that?
so what's interesting too is the owner was, oh my gosh, testifying before Congress.
Oh, I saw
And he's
this.
literally not from China.
I feel bad because he's
So-
always like, I'm Singaporean.
Right. It's like, right.
He's like,
Like, I'm not owned by China.
Yeah.
But
Fake
it's
news.
like so freaking wild, man. Like you're all racist. No, I just.
Oh my god.
my gosh.
I find
Sip your
it
coffee.
interesting because it's a way for, I think, your generation to make money, like to make your own way in life, right? Like it's your own vision of like the American dream where you don't have to. We understand because I don't want to work a 9 to 5 until I'm 60 years old, and then you know what I'm
neither.
saying? Like for minimum, like I just don't want to do that. That doesn't.
Yeah.
It's not appealing to me. So
Right.
if I have more time to be at home and create some kind of content that other people want to hear or that other people are interested in, and generate money that way, this way I can travel and spend time with my children and do the things that I want to do and all of these wonderful things
Yeah.
that I won't be able to do if I'm stuck in a job for 30, 40, 50 years. Like, I feel like them trying to ban that is a way to keep us dependent on government.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Right?
Wow, that's true.
And I mean, and TikTok, every time I saw a video of the government's trying to ban TikTok, what are we going to do, blah, blah, and all of that, every video I scrolled through, they're like, what about our small businesses? You know, small businesses promote themselves on
true,
social
too.
media.
Yeah,
They
it's a
do.
huge
So
thing
So it's like,
nowadays.
and the first thing that I do, I'll be honest with you. The first thing I do if I hear about something, I'm on TikTok and I'm looking it up. And I'm
Yes.
looking at people's videos and I'm just going to see like,
yeah.
okay, what do you think about this?
It's
what do you think?
become like a search engine.
Yeah,
basically.
it is,
'Cause you
yeah.
can search a word and then the videos will come up
Yes.
or a sentence and it's
oh yeah.
And that's the first thing I do. I'm not Googling it. I'm going on TikTok and
Yeah.
I'm scrolling.
You're TikToking it.
Well, do you feel like you get more information from TikTok
Yeah.
than you would anywhere
Absolutely.
else?
Yeah.
Well, I like it
absolutely.
because it's individual people talking about their opinion. So it's not always like one like government, one thing showing what they want us to see.
Right,
It's
yeah.
everyone's
TikTok is
own-
you're getting the good and the bad. Google, if you're looking it up, of course they're going to be rated 5 stars or 4.5
Right,
and
right.
only have the 5 good comments.
You kinda know what
versus
you're
me
gonna
scrolling
see.
down to them putting the bad
Right,
comments
and then
down.
I've noticed too that like if I'm on Facebook or Instagram, it's really only the people I follow that I'm able to see. And I don't see anything about Brazil. I don't see anything about Argentina. I don't see anything
Right.
about Nigeria. I don't see anything about what's going on in the rest of the world. But when I go into TikTok,
You're looking at everything.
the amount
Yeah.
of information about
Yeah.
world issues or just different people with different opinions
Yeah.
is just, it's a plethora. And it's like, that's why you can spend hours on TikTok because
Yes.
you're like, what am I going to find next? It's
And that's
True.
why
it's
they want to
great.
get rid of it.
So,
I agree.
That's exactly
okay,
why
so
they
the
wanna get
other
rid of it.
thing that they say is that, you know, it's because it's being used to spy on American people. Our government
Newsflash.
just created FISA. We have FISA
702.
702 that they're spying on us as Americans right now. So how is it any different?
It's
If our
not, no.
Congress did it, why are they griping about TikTok?
Because they can't control it.
Yeah.
Because they're not the ones buying.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good
I'm glad
stuff.
You guys are getting
Glad.
good points. Good points.
It's an
good points.
education here right now. I love it. Well, we're going to take a quick break. We're actually going to go, you know, somebody that's been in the studio, and we've actually spent some time with him at Trump International. Great, wonderful patriot, Mike Lindell. We love his products, his MyPillow products, but we have our own promo code UP. So if you go to mypillow.com, use the promo code UP. That's right. You'll be able to get some savings. We'll be right back with more of the home front.
softest
Stay
pillows
tuned.
I've
We'll be
ever
right
seen.
back.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and I'm here to tell you about my new product from MyPillow. Towels that actually work. Watch this absorbency test. Here's another towel that we randomly went out and bought. Here's one of my towels with the nice design. I don't know if you can see this, but you could line a swimming pool with this. I mean, this is crazy. Get rid of it. Towels that actually work. What a concept. I'm interrupting this commercial to let you know you can get our 6-piece My Towels, regular $69.98, now only $29.98. Or you can save 25% on our brand new kitchen towels, made with the same technology as our famous My Towels. Also, we have bath sheets, bath towels, washcloths, hand towels, and so much more. And the best part, with your promo code, your entire order ships absolutely free. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use that promo code to get deep discounts on all My Towels. And for a limited time, your order ships absolutely free.
Welcome back to the home front, America. I keep saying we need to make a blooper reel of what happens here during commercial breaks because you want to see unfiltered.
I don't know if you really want to see that.
I don't know if you're ready for it, America. We're here with our Gen Z panel, and I love that because we're trying to really give a voice to young people. I know for myself, raising a Gen Zer, you know, there became a point, I think, when you got to be like 10 or 11 where I just didn't feel cool anymore. Up till then, it was like, wow, my mom's the best person ever. And then it was like, what are you doing? It just got really like, I think that's how you felt towards me. So it's hard, but I want to embrace this age group because really they have the great ideals. I feel like you're the generation that God's using to kind of expand and change some things in our country, and you're actually what we're fighting for by fighting for free speech and not being censored and canceled. So this is who it's for. I want to hear their voice. Guys, I want to ask you something. I don't know if you think about it at your age, but because I didn't think about it at your age, but are you guys thinking, or do you think about having a family, or is family still important, or do you feel like it's all like career, education kind of?
It's a trap. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I definitely think about family.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, I'm only 22. I'm not wanting to have kids right now. But again, the other thing too is, okay, it's God's plan anyway. So if it happens, it happens. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh my gosh, I'm not ready.
You're never ready, by the way.
Yeah, and that's
Not
what my mom
ever.
said.
That's
My mom
true.
said
That's
the same
true.
thing.
I don't care if you're 40 and it's your first one. You're not ready. I
Yep.
promise.
Yeah. I definitely
Yeah.
I think family's still important to our generation. At least I hope so.
I hope so too. For the love of all
I hope
things.
it's not just career driven. I mean, I like my career. I like making the money I do, but at the same time, I don't want to come home to just my dark house.
Yeah, I for
Yeah.
sure want a family. That's
Yeah.
one of my main things in life. I think a lot of people in our generation still think like that.
That's awesome. Is it? Can I ask
There's
from a
hope,
man,
y'all.
from a young? I know, I know. That's so good to hear. From a young male perspective, though, do you see that opinion reflected in your friends, or do you feel like it's not so much?
At this age, I don't think so. I think I'm a minority in my as a man. I
Yeah.
think a lot of people are just out wanting to just do things that don't get you anywhere. It's
Right.
kind of like an age where we have half of our friends going out and drinking and doing things that we wouldn't want to build a life of.
Right.
And then other people are focused on the future. So
Right.
I think it just depends on who you ask,
Who
really.
you ask? Yeah. How about you?
Well, I mean, I would much rather be in the kitchen than working a 9 to 5.
Man,
Yeah.
we need more girls like that. Where'd they all go?
Camden.
I know.
You're not
But
meeting the
however-
right girls, Camden.
Not meeting the right girl. She's right.
No, I know his girlfriend, Mia.
No,
she's
yeah,
amazing.
she's awesome.
Amazing.
But I think right now I am definitely career oriented, career focused, but I think that's because I'm done like actively searching for someone to like complete me in that way. I'm just like letting God be the thing that completes me, and He will provide a man when the right time is right.
That's good. Yeah.
That's a great outlook. I wish I had that outlook when I was your age.
I know.
I think that's
know.
one thing that I should have brought up too when I just said this is the half of the friends that I was talking about that are focused on the right things are the ones that are in a church or involved with God and have a faith. Because
Yeah.
that's me.
Wow. Okay.
If I didn't have God in my life right now, if I wasn't following Jesus, I don't think I would be thinking like I am.
And that's good to hear. So that takes someone like myself and goes, it's like you said earlier, Camden, that's not what sells on lamestream media. So that's
Or
not
in music.
Right, or in music.
Entertainment.
In culture, in movies.
All of it, yeah.
But you heard it here. That's really still their heart. Because we were at a grocery store the other day, Brianna and I think it's funny, sometimes even the older generation, even older than my generation, doesn't know how to interact with this young, like, you know, am I in your way kind of thing. And you had a fun interaction, if you want to, I don't know if you want to share it with our audience. You were parked and a guy had walked by your car.
Oh, yes. So I have an Antifa hunting permit sticker on my car, and I'm parked with my hazards on. I'm waiting for my mom to come out of the grocery store, and this guy walks by, and he does a double take, and he's reading it, and then he looks and sees me, like, you know, a young girl in the driver's seat. He's like, "Is this your car? That's your sticker?" He's like, "Okay, so there is hope for your generation."
Oh, that's lovely.
She's got all the like MAGA stuff on her car.
That's
I got a Black Rifles Matter sticker too.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So, Camden, this outlook that you have, and you, what was your name again? I'm sorry.
Ashley.
Ashley. I didn't want to call you Alyssa. It's just in my
Allie,
head for
get it
whatever. I
right.
know. I'm working on it. I feel like I'm like this. Oh, look, squirrel. So, where do you think does this come from? You wanting to have a family, and you guys having this faith? Where do you place that? Is that something that you found on your own? Is that how you were raised, or like where does this come from?
I would say it's how I was raised.
Okay.
I mean, I definitely found a little bit more on my own too as I got older. A lot of, you know, I'm a nurse, so all of my employee friends and all of my coworkers, they're all older. And so they have kids. I see the way that, you know, if I'm doing a ride along with another nurse, I see the way their kids call them, "Hey mom, can you do," like, I want that. I think it was I think I definitely found a little bit more on my own, but my family played a gigantic part of me wanting a family.
Yeah, I would have to say the same because I think like how I was raised is the reason I am a lot of the ways I am, not just in that, but in, like every aspect. And something that isn't super common nowadays is having a father and a mother raising you.
Wow.
I think-
we were just talking
Yeah,
about
I think that's one of the biggest issues in America actually is the family unit. We need to bring that back.
Yes.
And have
Well, now
one
divorce
father,
is
one
just
mother.
normalized.
Yeah, and that's not good.
No.
Because then look what the kids end up looking up to. It's mixed. They're getting confused.
So is that the opposite group, that other side of your friend group that's
I would say,
more
yeah.
out to like party and play around and not really take life seriously, not think about the future? Do you feel like that they're not having, you know, that steady family unit in their life contributes to their actions?
9 times out of 10, I would say if you looked at them, there would be some kind of family problem.
Yeah.
Because that's where a lot of it stemmed from, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
would have to say,
agree.
especially like daddy issues, which I can't relate. I love my dad; he's the best. Like
Aw.
that, I'd say the reason why I want a family so badly is because I see the way that my dad is and the way
Yeah.
that my dad treats my mother, the way my mother treated me. It's like I want that exactly. So.
Same.
I definitely think our generation is more, you know, the divorced parents. I mean, my parents are divorced,
Yeah.
but I don't know, it's different now that my parents are divorced. I would say when they were going through the divorce, I was more like, oh, dang, like my parents are divorced, like this sucks, you know, driving to
Yeah.
each house. And I was young.
Yeah.
But now that I'm older and I hear my mom out, I hear my dad out, I hear how people used to talk about when they were together, I'm like, oh. Thankfully, they're divorced. I didn't want to grow up in a toxic environment, and to
Right.
this day, my mom and dad are still friends. So
That's
Yeah.
good. So I
We're
think
huge.
that
and so
makes
are
a
my
huge
right, and so are
difference.
my stepmom, stepdad. You know, my
that's
sister's getting
good.
married soon. We all went. They
That's
all went
awesome.
on a family vacation to see her venue. So like they get along.
It's like a blended family now.
Yeah, and it's great.
cool.
I genuinely think that, you know, it's for what happened, for what the divorce was and how it went down. I think that this is the best outcome that could have happened. But, you know, some people aren't going to be friends with their ex-husband, or, you know, they're the parents who are like, we'll meet up at this spot at this day, take the kid, and I'm not talking to you. You know,
Right.
that's kind of different. But, I mean, with my friends, I know a lot of my friends' parents are divorced. And my friend group, we still go out on the weekends. We still hang out. We still, you know, go to the bars. We do whatever. But then we still are down to earth on Monday through Friday.
Right.
Down to get our
Prioritizing.
jobs back, you know,
Prioritizing.
all of that, and then still talking about family. So I don't think divorce has
that.
a huge impact on, you know, partiers versus non-partiers, because a lot of my friends, you know, we party on the weekends. Get back to
Right.
our jobs during the weeks,
Same.
and we still focus on
Yeah.
our
That's
families and our
good.
priorities. So
I think where the rebellious kind of nature comes from is when the divorce happens at a young age, because when you're missing like that father figure, then you're gonna miss half of the way that you should be raised. Because I feel like when you have a father that's authoritative, and then a mother that helps you with the emotional side and stuff, then you get both. But when the divorce happens and you're not raised with both, I feel like you're missing a dynamic.
Probably why co-parenting
Yes,
right now
I was
is
just gonna say
so
that.
important
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I have seen that. I have seen where people actually claim that they can parent better, maybe for whatever reason that didn't work out, that if that they can still co-parent very well, almost better.
Right. Well, there are ways to co-parent in good ways, and then there are ways to co-parent in bad ways. So if you are divorced and your ex is calling you because the child is misbehaving and the dad is just the disciplinarian over the phone, like there's not much that can really
Right.
happen there. Do you know what I
Right.
mean? So like, and it creates this kind of dichotomy where the child is more fearful of the dad or has no respect for the dad, or if there's, trash talking in the house, which that happens, occasionally, where you have one mom is talking about dad and dad's talking about
Yes.
mom in front of the kids. Like, it really does
And
just
kids
depend
model,
on
too.
right, and they
model what
do.
they
They
see.
model that behavior. And so I just think every situation is very different, and you have to tread lightly. But so how would you talk to one of your peers that's going through like a rough patch like that, like from your worldview?
I don't know. I would definitely, it's definitely hard in the beginning. You're going to have to kind of adapt to the different lifestyle that you're going to be doing. Now that I'm older, I feel like sitting down and talking to, my age group is a little bit different because they're more receptive. I feel like with my whole thing is I talk to a few people, a few of my friends, they go to therapy, and they're like, no, I like to get it off my chest. And I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't mind, but I would rather sit down with a great friend and then rant and then be able to kind of, because what is a therapist going to tell me? Yeah, rant to me, but what are you going to, you don't know my family, you don't know.
And then come back next week and I'll get paid again.
Right.
Yeah, and I don't want to do that. I'd rather sit down with a friend. I'm getting free therapy.
Right.
I'm not paying for it. They can listen to me. I'll ugly cry in front of them if I need to. I feel like talking to your friends now, especially as old as we are, it's way easier. You can sit down, I'll throw a show on, and I'll talk to
Love
you.
it. We throw a show on, we bake some cookies.
Yeah,
Get
exactly.
some milk out. What you got? You know,
Yes.
like we're just.
Yeah. What's wrong with you today? That's it.
What can mama fix, or what can your friends fix?
exactly.
Do you guys? So starting to kind of wrap up whether or not it's college or going into a career or whatever. It's very difficult to do in this day and age because of we always complain about like the cost of living.
Oh yeah.
When I was 18, 19, and we don't want to do the math of when that was, but you could still move out and get your own place or rent an apartment. There were those possibilities. The cost of living is so crazy, especially here in Florida. Does that alter your sort of where will I be in 5 years plan? I mean, like, I got to think that's on your mind all the time.
Not really. I'm not too worried about it because I know God's got me.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
agree.
Confidence, Miss Ma'am.
I agree. I definitely worry about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that God has a plan for everybody and it'll follow through whenever He's ready and whenever He thinks you're ready. I agree with that. But I don't want to live at my mom's forever. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I want to get out. But and I tried. I went apartment hunting and I went with my friends, and then my boyfriend was like, so let's sit down and talk about it. And I'm like, why? Like, I found this. It's great, it's not as expensive as everywhere else I found. He's like, okay, what about food?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
It's almost
He's like, what about
impossible
what
right
about
now.
your gas? I'm like, okay, you're right. Like, and then he's like, and what about this? And I was like, okay, I'll stay home. Like, I just can't afford
But
it.
there's gonna be a time for that. Like, there's a time for everything.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
So-
but our generation compared to like your guys it's completely different.
It is
Like,
very, very, very.
it's almost impossible
Yeah.
to do that right now. It is. And like if you're in college, there's no way you can go out. Even if you have a job, it's almost impossible.
Yeah. Is it? So I have young adult kids, obviously Brianna and my son, and we're telling them like, stay put, save your money. I'm hoping that we come out of this, so 2024 elect Trump, but I'm hoping we come out of this and that somehow our economy can get strong again, and maybe through this season you'll have saved and have like a little bit of a nest egg. It's hard.
Well, I bet you're just so thrilled to have me and my brother at home.
I am. I love it.
At the end of the day, I think that everything's a pattern. And I think that like the economy and things like that will eventually go in a cycle again. And so I think right now is a kind of a waiting period.
Yeah.
And like you were saying, that's the number one time that we need to trust God. Because you might not always know what's coming next.
That's true.
But with a faith like that, it probably helped you a lot, right?
I think too that there needs to be some kind of dysregulation on apartments, right? So in order for you to get an apartment, you have to make like triple the amount of the rent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which doesn't make any sense because you can buy a house with less than that.
Yeah, and your mortgage can be less than
It's really
your
weird.
rent
Exactly.
monthly.
It is so wild how they do that. And I think there needs to be some state representative.
I don't know. You might know one at some point.
Right. That could help deregulate the renting market. Or
Yeah,
for
and some people
apartments.
don't have the parents to co-sign.
Right.
So
Right, yeah.
some people are like, okay, I'm done, I'm moving out, blah, blah, and their parents are like, you're on your own. I mean, hopefully not all parents are like that, but there are people out there.
Yeah, there are.
And then what? Then you're just like, oh, okay, well, I already burned my bridges with moving out, and now how am I going to make up this money? So it's...
Yeah.
So not everybody can be a self-made millionaire by the time they're 22.
Absolutely. There always is TikTok,
I don't know
though.
who you're talking about.
Hopefully.
Me personally, I
We'll
totally
see.
could.
I know.
See how long we have that.
Well, I've said before on the show that in our area, of course, we're in Florida, but we're in Sarasota County, that we're noticing, and I say we only because my daughter's kind of brought it to my attention too, that there's a lot of young adults that are living in their cars, almost like out of high school, college isn't an option, can't survive on what they're making, and parents are just kind of done.
But they keep building apartment buildings. Who the hell is going to
living.
be living in these apartment
Yeah.
buildings?
$2,800 a month at least.
Right? Like what?
Where's that money going?
On whose dime? Because none of them
Taxpayers.
can work. It's be all ours. Like this, it's just bizarre. Drives me nuts. I'm sorry to even think about. So does it frustrate you guys? Have you noticed any like things like that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, I definitely, like I said, I went apartment searching, and I was like, I can't afford this.
Yeah.
Like,
It's affordable housing.
yeah, no, it's not. And then they're like, okay, move in this week. Like, I went to one apartment complex, like, if you move in this week or next week, we'll give you a month free. I'm like,
How does that help me?
okay, I mean, thank you for the month free, but like, your prices don't
It's
go
absurd.
down.
What do I do for the next 11 months?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like,
It's not my fault that it costs you 4 times the amount to build the dang thing, and now
Yeah.
you're trying to charge me 6 times the amount to live here so that you can make a profit. That doesn't make any sense to me.
So I'm just going to use this opportunity since we are in Florida. I want to and I know you guys all live in Florida. There's a new initiative that's going to be on our ballot in 2024 when you go to vote. The person who sponsored the bill is claiming this is like the holy grail. What they're going to do is they're going to increase your homestead exemption, which I don't know if you know what that is. It's basically allows you to save taxes if you're a homeowner. Lets you save on your taxes, your property tax. That your homestead exemption will match the rate of inflation, the CPI, the Consumer Price Index. So the idea is if inflation is really high, then your homestead exemption will increase in savings. So you might save like $800 a year on your property tax.
Yeah, but the school board will take it.
But so it's well, exactly.
I'm sorry.
But the way the bill is written, guys, you need to know this. The way the bill is written means that only property owners, which means that's your primary residence. So if you're a snowbird, not you.
Right.
If you're and it's only for those that have homestead exemption. So if you're a business owner, it's not you. And if you're a renter,
It's
it's
definitely
also not
you.
you. That means the person you rent from, they're not going to save either. So if your landlord is not saving money, and they're actually having to increase what they pay, who are they going to pass that on to?
To the renter.
To the renters. And my thing is, when you start seeing all these saving money, I want to see the fine print, because that money's got to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
And the renters are going to be the ones that are going to have to kick in for that bill.
Wow.
It's an anti-renters bill. So you need to really we'll get with you off camera. And I'll let you know which amendment it is and help you with it, because the initiatives like that sound good and end up crippling these young people, that's what really tricks me off.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point to bring up, the ballot, because we don't hear about these things like that right there. I didn't know about that.
I know.
Intent versus outcomes. Yes. You have to make sure you're paying attention to the little line items that they try to hide from you, and then paying attention to, because I don't know if your generation is really paying attention to down ballot races. I know everybody's hyped and excited for the presidential race.
So what is down ballot races? Just so they know.
Down ballot races. I'm sorry. I've been doing this a long time. Down ballot races are like your school board, your county commission, your state house, state senate. Sometimes your library board.
So not just president that we all think of.
That's all we
not
hear
just president.
about, really.
Right.
Just
Well, it's important for you to pay attention to what's below the president.
Yeah.
And you want to kind of fill in from the bottom of the ballot up. And a lot of times, if you're not paying attention to what's going on around you, so specifically, I don't know about Sarasota, but here in Hillsborough County, our school board has about a $4 billion school budget. $4 billion.
Billion with a B.
$4 billion, okay? And they want to increase property taxes because they can't afford to pay teachers.
Where's all that money going, Allie?
Exactly. To
Yeah,
administration, to all of the people that work at the district level. So not the teachers, not the administrators at the level. It's everybody above
ridiculous.
them where all of that is going. DEI projects to brand new Durangos for our students to drive. No, seriously.
Brand new Durangos?
Brand
new.
Where do I sign up for that?
Right.
Yeah, what?
I should have
Well,
got
I didn't hear
my
about this.
and then what really frustrates me too is that they're paying like enormous amounts for these contracts that are big business that are not putting money back into the community. Where if you, as a school board member, is trying to, let's say school uniforms, instead of getting, or like sports uniforms, instead of going to Nike, you can go to like the local mom and pop shop.
Yeah, shop local.
And have them buy for the contract and give them the money because it'll be cheaper, right? You can save money, balance your budget. And this way you don't have such a huge budget. But my point is that they're trying to I guess, lie, right? And say, oh, we don't have enough money to pay our teachers. Meanwhile, we have a $4 billion budget and we're struggling through inflation. We know you can't afford your bills. You can't afford groceries and pay gas and, pay your rent, but we want to increase your property taxes. What?
It's very
It doesn't even
crazy.
make sense.
No, it doesn't. And so this is, do you guys have any of your peer group really been paying attention to what's going on, like on the local level as far as elections go, or is it just about president?
See, that's a problem, I think, because I am pretty big into politics, and even I am not super educated about all of it. And so people that we know, I don't think they know anything about the local stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, the only reason I know is my dad.
Yeah.
My
Only
dad.
So
reason
that
I
shows,
know is my
that
mom.
shows how
That's
important
it.
your parents
My
are.
dad
then.
keeps me in the loop with just what he thinks I need to know. He's like, by the way, this is important. This is what's happening. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Well,
So he explains it to me.
As an adult, I mean, you're a young adult, so
Yeah.
a lot of this is not like really tangible to you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so you're not really paying attention. You're not because you're focused on trying to just get through life.
Enter the home front.
Right.
Where we are going to be. And I think that's why we have to have this conversation, because can you imagine this panel right here, completely 100% confident and educated in all local political matters?
Oh my.
It would be a problem.
I get goosebumps.
It would be a problem for the government, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
all
the
about.
problem.
I'm
Yeah.
all about creating problems for our government. You hear
That's
me?
right. That's healthy rebellion.
Yeah.
I don't know,
So
maybe-
how do we rally the troops, right? Like, I'm ready. Let's go.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe school board.
What?
What?
What'd you say?
That's amazing.
I
No,
love it.
but so how do you guys think that you guys can be reached about your local issues as far as
Social
elections
media.
go? Social media.
If it's our generation, I think social media plays a gigantic part. Now they have the thing on Apple where it's like your screen time was up by 12% or 16%. And that you can literally see all the time of the day and how many hours, how many minutes, down to the second of how often you're on social media. And mine's pretty high.
But the
I'll
problem
tell
with
you.
Yeah.
But if that's being shown on social media, I'm gonna pay more attention to it. Especially if it's, it's every other video or every 3 videos. I'm like, dang, okay, this is coming up a lot. Maybe I should pay attention to it. I don't think, or your parents, if your parents are right-minded and they're trying to help you go right in life and instead of leading
She
you
said
in the
right
wrong
twice.
direction. Exactly.
I know what she's getting at.
Go right or be left.
Exactly. Then you can have more of a chance to understand like the smaller elections. Because I think our generation definitely is just like, okay, who's the president?
Well, local touches you.
Yeah.
Like you
Right.
can get
It
something
affects you
passed.
more.
Yeah, you can get something passed
Yeah,
the county
for
commission,
sure.
you'll feel it right away.
Yeah.
The president or the Congress passes something, you'll feel it 2 years later.
Yeah. Right. It's not right away.
True. Oh gosh, I hate to take a commercial break.
know,
but
it
we
was
have
so
to.
good.
Can I just
Yes,
say one
go
thing?
ahead, Camden.
I
Yes.
think the problem with that, with social media, is it's all owned by big tech, and
Yes.
we know what they're gonna
They're
force.
throttling.
Yeah.
We know what they're
Yes.
gonna push at us.
And
So
censoring.
I just don't know how we can get around that big owned.
Are you interested
One
in
message.
joining your local GOP?
Yeah, that's where we gotta start.
Because if you look at Congress and you look at who's running your GOP, they kind of mirror each other.
Yep.
So
You're
if
right.
we're trying to change it, we need more of you guys to come
In there.
join us and fight.
Yeah.
That's right, and we need your voices, definitely. Guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break here on the home front. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more.
Throughout history, the spirit of patriotism has prevailed. The battles may have changed, but the values remain the same. Today, in 2024, we find ourselves at a pivotal moment where the call for unity, freedom, and a better future echoes louder than ever. For more than 10 years, Patriot Mobile has been committed to supporting the values that make our nation great. With affordable plans and reliable nationwide coverage, Patriot Mobile is not just a wireless service. It's a call to action for those who believe in the American dream. Because this year is not just any year, it's the most important year since our nation's founding. Choose a wireless carrier that shares your values. Choose Patriot Mobile.
Welcome back, America. This is the home front. I keep saying we need to show you what we're doing during commercial breaks, but there's a lot of fun discussion going on here. I want to pivot to a different topic because I am curious on your opinion about this. I want to talk about dating in your day and age. In your day and age,
like,
because
Like, all right, let's wrap.
No, because these two are in good relationships, and I'm just here.
oh well, no, I guess because and so with your relationships, like I'm wondering how do you organically meet people, or is everything kind of done online? I mean, I see these dating apps, and I'm like, so is that how people meet each other now, or is it still done organically? Is it still people you know? I mean, I know your girlfriend. So.
I think dating apps are still extremely popular.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know a few of my friends who they got out of a relationship. They're like, so look at my Tinder account. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I did not. I met my boyfriend in high school actually. So it was very organically met. Yes.
Yeah, I met my girlfriend at church actually. So I think the like-minded beliefs, the faith is
Yeah.
definitely what made that happen.
Yeah, that's
And
cool.
yeah, I think with dating apps though, it's kind of tricky because like at a young age, you know what people are looking for. Like it's just
Transactional.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not. I don't know.
And that's what a dating app
It's
is.
not wholesome.
Yeah, and that's
I
what a
don't
dating
know.
app is. If you're on
Definitely
a
not.
dating app,
You know what
they're only
the
looking
intention
You
is.
know what
just,
they're looking for.
Yeah.
It's transactional.
Yeah.
It's not a family.
So I don't know if that's a good idea. If you're looking for like a real serious thing, I don't know if that's the right idea.
The
But
right place to go.
yeah,
Yeah.
it
I've
definitely
met
worked for
nobody.
someone.
I have met no one.
No.
No, I'm cool with that though.
Well, were you searching before you found your?
Absolutely not.
No.
No.
No, I really wasn't.
No. Okay.
And then
It comes when
happened.
you least expect it.
See, this is why I've stopped expecting it.
Good.
I'm
Good.
tricking
Are
the
you
system.
subconsciously expecting it? Still?
No. No.
Hey.
Like maybe. I don't know. Not tricking the system.
You're hilarious.
No, I think that singleness is a blessing because look what you
It's a
can do
gift.
while you don't have that to focus on.
Yeah.
You have the world in front of you right now, and like it's not different with when you're in a relationship, but it is a little different for you,
is.
like how you look at things. Because like right now at your age, you can go a lot of different directions, and you're changing too. So you want to make sure you still are like you think like them, the beliefs and everything. You know.
Yeah, this is the first time I ever like really took time to just be single and like work
Right.
on myself, and I like things just all like it was like a snowball effect. Things just kept happening for me.
Exactly.
So it's like ended up working out for the best.
Didn't you see a really cool, I don't know, they called memes, a really cool meme no, it was a post on social media. You're shaking your head like,
Are they called memes?
but it said, you know,
I can't believe she said that. She totally knows what they're called. Like, I don't know what is happening right now.
You age yourself
I've
every
aged
time.
yourself like 50 years sitting up
called
at this table with them.
because
like,
I used to
don't-
call them like Mimi or something. She's like, Mom, they're memes.
gosh.
Oh my gosh.
That's funny.
No, but it said, you know, me like, God, why aren't you giving me, you know?
Oh
what
yes,
was
it's
it?
a TikTok, and the first slide is a girl, and she's like saying, "Oh, why am I so unlovable? Why does no one want me?" And the next slide is a guy, and he's saying, "Lord, please protect my future wife from any men that want to use her."
Wow.
And I think
That's sweet.
That's good.
yeah, that's good. That's good stuff.
Yeah, you never know what God's doing, you know.
Yeah.
He's
you
working
guys-
even when we don't realize it.
My future husband needs to pray that prayer a little harder.
Oh my. I cannot.
Oh my gosh. We joke and say, you know, like when we get to heaven and we meet like, I don't know if this is
Guardian
biblical,
angels.
but like our guardian angels, they're gonna have like all this dust around them, black eyes, like, you know what we went through for
They
you.
are working overtime.
Very much so.
Working
very,
overtime.
very
Yeah.
much so.
Can I ask you, do you guys feel that the roles of like men and women are pretty, are they pretty defined in your generation? Like I know looking back a couple generations before mine, you know, women typically were at home, men went and worked and whatever, you know, they stayed home and raised children, women did. And then now it's like it's taking those two incomes to really survive, sometimes even more. So do you feel like, you know, the roles are still pretty cut and dry or is it not so much for your generation?
I don't think they're so cut and dry anymore, only because living is extremely hard. You can't do anything without a dual income. My end goal is to be a stay-at-home mom.
Yes, me too.
There we go.
But that's later. That's later. I definitely want to work. I definitely want to get money in my savings. I want to still have fun. But I don't think a lot of girls out in our generation are like, oh yeah, I'll do all the dishes for you. I'll fold your laundry. Like you go out and work. I really don't think so. If you're in the right relationship, then absolutely. I definitely think those roles kind of then define themselves once you're with somebody for a while. I mean, I've been with my boyfriend for almost 3 years now, and I will be like, okay, have fun, bye. And then I'll throw his laundry in the dryer and I'll fold it up. You know, so I think once you get more comfortable and stabilized in a relationship, then they start to define themselves a little bit more with kind of roles. But at the same time, I mean, you need a dual income, especially now. But if you vote Trump in 2024, maybe I can be a stay-at-home mom earlier.
Yes.
All for Ashley. I love it.
Yeah. Let me ask a question to any like younger girls watching this. Why would you not want to be at home? Like, why would you want to work a 9 to 5 every day? Like,
I think that has to do with like
Yes.
parents, like daddy issues, because
might,
if
yeah.
you grew up with like, you know, an abusive father, like you didn't really have that
makes sense. Yeah.
that type of like model. Like my mom was, you know, a stay-at-home mom, and so I have this amazing idea of what a stay-at-home mom is. Whereas
So it looks different for other people. Okay, that makes sense.
It might look different for someone who didn't have a good father, who wasn't appreciative of all the things that a woman was doing in the household.
Right. that makes
Or a good mother example. So if you don't have a good mom
Mm-hmm.
who's giving the example of what a good mom looks like, then you can either be afraid to be a mom or not know how. Now, I don't think anybody really knows how to be a mom, but
Preach, yes.
but you just won't have that like really good example
Yeah.
of how to be like that stay-at-home mom.
Well, a mom
there's a
doing
lot of
her best
pressures.
is a best mom.
Right. Yeah,
That was good.
T-shirts.
Oh no!
Gonna make another T-shirt.
Every episode, you give me more merch to create. Please.
We're gonna have to hire like a whole merch team.
Please.
Well, and I wonder too. We on another episode that we did, we have talked about, I guess they call it women's liberation, like sort of the women's movement. And I wonder sometimes
Feminist
the
movement that
feminist movement.
ruined
Thank you. I
men
wonder
and
sometimes if that is also kind of something that's gotten into our minds
Yeah.
as women or as young girls, and has said, you know, go get it, you can do it. Yes, you can, but does that mean then that you
don't
wouldn't
have
choose
to.
to stay home with your
Right,
children?
right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that a big problem is identity, like with our generation, with
Yes.
the like you were saying, the difference between guys and girls is kind of not as defined right now. I think it's because of our identity, and a lot of people don't know who they are because of comparing themselves on social media. Like our generation's always looking at other people. We're just looking at what other people are doing, what like the perfect life looks like, because no one posts their bad moments. It's all perfect stuff. And I think that the comparison is why we don't really know who we are. And if you don't have a faith or something that you're looking towards for your identity, that's when it gets confusing.
Yeah,
with-
we don't
with all
practice
that.
autonomy enough.
Yeah.
Or some people just don't know what they want to be, whether it's a female or a male or.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I
Okay,
think
wait,
the
let's go there.
identity
Yeah,
comes.
let's go there. Yeah.
Let's
I didn't
go
know if we wanted to bring that
there.
up or not.
We do
Well,
want to bring it up.
I was kind of hinting at it a little bit with the
Yes,
identity.
I see her,
Absolutely.
she's like glaring. She's like got her eyes wide. She's like, where?
Do we want to talk about it?
Yes,
True.
talk about it.
We
This is
can
the home
talk about
front.
it. We were just talking about it. We were
Yeah.
talking in another episode about how hard that is when you have same-sex marriages, same-sex couples. How are you getting a clear definition of what a mom is and what a dad is
Right.
if you're not raised in that? And to what extent do we allow that? Do we continue to have that happen? We've got same-sex marriages, same-sex couples adopting. There are two sides to that argument. Are they giving children a good home, or should it not be
Or mentally unstable men pretending to be women and then breastfeeding babies.
Yeah.
She went there.
Yeah.
Allie, I love it. I love it.
I can't
mean,
believe
what's your
that's-
thought on
I'm here
that?
all week, you guys.
What's funny though, that sounds like a joke.
It does,
But it's
doesn't
not.
it? But it's totally not a joke.
No.
This is like
It's,
real life
That's,
happening.
isn't that weird? It sounds like a joke.
It's
but
terrible.
It's real.
It's freaking wild.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's scary because I'm gonna walk into a restaurant and if I see someone that looks like you and I'm gonna say, "Hey, sir, how are you?"
With lipstick.
Yeah, and
And
a
fake
bra on
nails.
that's stuffed with socks. I'm not gonna I'm still gonna call you a sir.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to offend you, but at the same time, like, I'm
You're
not
offending.
dumb.
You're offensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I say, "Hey, sir, like, how are you?" and you say, "Oh no, I'm a girl," I am sorry. I don't see that.
Yeah, my issue is do whatever you want. Just you can't
Don't
have,
force it on me.
Yes, that, and you can't have guys, grown men, going into girls' bathrooms.
Yes.
Thank you.
You can't do that. That's
Absolutely.
a danger.
Absolutely.
So I don't know how that's even a question.
Well, so the last thing we have to go to here too is, I don't know if you guys know this, but obviously Biden is trying. He thinks he has the authority, but he doesn't, because he doesn't even know what he is or who he is anymore.
Yeah,
but
no, he doesn't.
he's trying to put, transgenders, so boys and girls sports.
Yeah.
And that's going to do that, exactly that. It's going to put boys in girls' bathrooms. What do you think of that? I mean, they're going to
So
say
what
this-
happens when a regular guy is like, "Oh, I want to go into the girls' locker
It's
room
happening.
today," and then what?
And then it's
and then
normal.
something happens
'Cause
with
you identify
him looking
how,
at a
like-
naked girl in the locker room, and then it's a problem with maybe some sort of assault.
That's
or,
already
or
happened.
more.
It's already
right,
a
yeah, but
problem.
it's gonna happen more.
Yeah.
The more we allow it, and the more
makes me
that
mad.
the minds are being brainwashed with, "Oh yeah, you're allowed to be whatever you want." Like, okay, I saw a video not too long ago. It was two parents. They're obviously not in their right minds. It was two parents saying that their son can decide what gender he wanted to be. I think he was like 7 or 8. And then somebody went back at them and said, "Okay, so what about if your son doesn't want this for dinner?" "Well, too bad, I made it. He's going to eat it." "Okay, well, you made him a boy or you made her a girl. He can't decide on what he's going to be if that's how you made
You know
him."
what I wanted to be when I was like 4?
So,
A fire truck. It,
Yeah.
But if we're allowing children to choose gender, why lock the bleach away?
yeah,
Why hide your gun?
right.
Why not allow them to get a tattoo? Like, where is the line drawn?
There's
Well, I
no
kind of
line.
have to agree with that tattoo thing. I mean, I personally would have loved a tattoo at 4 years old, but
Oh my gosh.
Free?
She's
I
here all
don't
day
know.
too.
I don't think it's right, and I think it's being normalized in a way where it's almost like disgusting. Do not let our government brainwash you.
Yes, I love it.
More of that!
Yes, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I was going to mention too, make sure we're talking to young people. Make sure you're registered to vote.
Oh, that's
you
true,
have to
too.
vote.
Yes.
You have to vote in the primary here in Florida. We have closed primaries. They're August 20th of this year. Find out when your local elections are and vote in the primary and of course in the general. Are we ready to pray? Yes. All right,
Let's
and you
do it.
join us at home too. Okay. Father God, we just thank you for this wonderful conversation today. Father, we're grateful. I'm grateful for these young people, for their young minds, and for just where they're at in their lives, Lord Jesus. Let us not forget that we need to prepare the next generation, train them up the way they should go, so that when they're older, they do not turn away from you, Lord. And I want to make sure that we're always engaging our young people. Father, thank you for this platform that allows us to speak freely and to even speak freely about you. Father, we thank you for our viewers, and we thank you for all those out there that we're touching. I ask, Lord, that you please heal our country, that you send your angels across our border from sea to sea, and protect those who serve in the military and our first responders as well. We give you all the thanks and praise in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
All right,
Can't
all right.
silence God.
I know, that's right. Thank you for joining us on the Home Front. We're here Monday through Friday daily. We'll see you next time.